The Sultanate of Mogadishu was a medieval trading empire and city-state that existed in the region of present-day Somalia from the 10th to the 16th centuries. It was one of the major centers of trade and commerce along the East African coast and played a significant role in the Indian Ocean trade network. Mogadishu, the capital of the Sultanate, was a cosmopolitan city with a diverse population of Somalis, Arabs, Persians, Indians, and Africans. It was known for its impressive architecture, including mosques, palaces, and fortified city walls. The Sultanate's economy thrived on trade, particularly in gold, ivory, spices, and slaves. The Sultanate of Mogadishu had a decentralized political structure, with various ruling clans controlling different parts of the region. The ruling elite held the title of Sultan and governed with the assistance of councils and local administrators. The Sultanate had extensive contact and trade relations with other major powers of the time, such as the Swahili city-states, the Persian Gulf empires, and the Indian subcontinent. It also had interactions with European powers, including the Portuguese, who established a fort in Mogadishu in the 16th century. However, the Sultanate of Mogadishu faced challenges from rival regional powers, such as the Ajuran Sultanate and the Ethiopian Empire. These conflicts, coupled with the arrival of European colonial powers in the 19th century, led to the decline and eventual disintegration of the Sultanate. The Sultanate of Mogadishu faced several factors that contributed to its eventual disintegration. Here are some key factors. 1. Rival powers. The Sultanate of Mogadishu had ongoing conflicts with other regional powers, most notably the Ajuran Sultanate and the Ethiopian Empire. These rivalries often resulted in military confrontations and territorial disputes, weakening the Sultanate's position. 2. Portuguese arrival. In the 16th century, the Portuguese arrived in the region and established a fort in Mogadishu. They aimed to control the Indian Ocean trade routes and monopolize the spice trade. The Portuguese presence disrupted the existing trade networks and weakened the Sultanate's influence. 3. Shift in trade routes. The emergence of new trade routes, particularly the Cape route around the southern tip of Africa, diverted trade away from the East African coast. This shift in trade patterns diminished the Sultanate's economic prosperity and undermined its importance as a trading hub. 4. Internal conflicts. The Sultanate of Mogadishu was internally divided along clan lines, with various ruling clans vying for power. These internal conflicts weakened the unity and stability of the Sultanate, making it vulnerable to external pressures. 5. European colonialism. In the late 19th century, European colonial powers, such as Britain and Italy, began to establish colonial rule in different parts of Africa, including Somalia. The Sultanate of Mogadishu came under increasing pressure from these colonial powers, which further diminished its authority and eventually led to its downfall. These various factors, including conflicts with rival powers, disruption of trade routes, internal divisions, and European colonialism, collectively contributed to the disintegration of the Sultanate of Mogadishu. Over time, the region underwent significant political transformation. 6. Sultanate of Mogadishu. Decline of maritime trade. The decline of maritime trade in the Indian Ocean region significantly impacted the Sultanate of Mogadishu. The rise of European colonial powers and their control over key trade routes disrupted the traditional trade networks that the Sultanate had relied upon for its economic prosperity. This decline in trade weakened the Sultanate's economic base and undermined its ability to maintain its influence and power. 7. Ajuran Sultanate. The Ajuran Sultanate, a powerful Muslim empire that emerged in the 13th century in the southern part of Somalia, posed a significant challenge to the Sultanate of Mogadishu. The Ajuran Sultanate gradually expanded its territory, including capturing the important port city of Mogadishu in the late 14th century. The Ajuran Sultanate's control over Mogadishu and its surrounding areas further weakened the Sultanate of Mogadishu and contributed to its decline. 8. Oromo migration. During the 16th century, the Oromo people, a pastoralist group from present-day Ethiopia, began migrating southward into the Somali territories. The Oromo migration disrupted the social and political balance in the region and led to conflicts with the Sultanate of Mogadishu and other local powers. The Oromo migration further destabilized the Sultanate and contributed to its eventual collapse. 9. Internal power struggles. The Sultanate of Mogadishu was characterized by internal power struggles among the ruling clans and factions. The competition for power and influence weakened the central authority and led to frequent conflicts and divisions within the Sultanate. These internal divisions made the Sultanate more susceptible to external pressures and contributed to its ultimate disintegration. 10. European colonial occupation. In the late 19th century, European colonial powers intensified their efforts to colonize various parts of Africa, including Somalia. The Sultanate of Mogadishu came under increasing pressure from European powers, particularly Britain and Italy, who sought to establish control over the region for strategic and economic reasons. The colonization of Somalia by European powers further eroded the Sultanate's authority and marked the end of its existence as a sovereign entity. These factors, including the decline of maritime trade, the rise of the Ajuran Sultanate, the Oromo migration, internal power struggles, and European colonial occupation, all played a role in the disintegration of the Sultanate of Mogadishu. After the collapse of the Mogadishu Sultanate, the Ajuran Sultanate emerged and replaced the Mogadishu Sultanate. The region subsequently experienced significant political changes and transformations, leading to the establishment of modern nation of Ajuran Sultanate in the middle 20th century. At the end of the video, this program was prepared for you by Linjay Adhi. See you next time.